All right, we are currently broadcasting live on YouTube. Please keep that in mind as we move forward. I've already sworn in the accused and I'm going over the first appearance statement of rights. Once again, I'm not here to take your plea or to try your case. You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you, to set the bail for certain offenses, to schedule a preliminary hearing, to advise you of your rights, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you if this case goes to trial. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights. You have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to indictment by grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine witnesses who are called to testify against you. You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by the use of subpoena. You have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense, should you choose to do so. But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. It is the policy of this court to appoint each of you all with an attorney. However, you always have the right to represent yourself or to hire your own private counsel. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending the prosecution of this case, and this bond may be cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of your bond in cash together with any applicable fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until your case is resolved. If you choose to use a commercial bonding company, someone will bring up to 15% of the bond amount as a fee for the bonding company's services. This fee will not be returned. Please do not ask the court what the percentage will be when you come up, because it depends on what bonding company your family uses, and I do not want to tell you the wrong thing. Just know that they can charge up to 15% of the total bond as their fee to post bond for you. Someone may also post a bond using their property if they have net equity in the property in an amount equal to 3 times the amount of the total bond. For example, if someone wants to post a home and your bond is $3,000, then the property must have at least $9,000 in equity to qualify as a property bond. Some of you will have special conditions. As a matter of fact, each of you will have special conditions on your bond. At minimum, if given a bond, you will not be permitted to violate any laws while out on bond. But others of you all will have additional conditions that prohibit you from going around certain people or being in certain places. And you will not be allowed to have any contact with the alleged victim. This includes while you are in jail. Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked, and you will not be entitled to another bond while waiting trial. An additional charge of aggravated stalking, influencing a witness, or any other such charge may be brought against you, and you could be sentenced up to 20 years in prison or fined $20,000 for those charges. So please take those special conditions seriously, as the court does take those special conditions very seriously. If you have family members who are assisting you with posting bond, they will be provided information of your bond amount after we have concluded the first appearance calendar. If a family member is the alleged victim on the warrant, he or she will not be allowed to post bond on your behalf. Some of you are charged with offenses for which the court is not authorized to set a bond. In this event, a bond hearing will be held at a later date, and then your bond will be set at that time. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set a bond. Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has had the opportunity to determine if they wish to move forward with a violation of your probation warrant. This will usually occur during a preliminary hearing. Everyone, please listen up as I try to explain to you the preliminary hearing process, because later I will ask you an important question about whether or not you wish to waive it. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until your case goes to trial. For those of you charged with misdemeanors only, you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Waiving your hearing will not affect any of your rights, including your right to an attorney, the right to bond out, or the right to qualify for a jury trial. You will keep all those rights and retain all of those rights, even if you do waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived, and you will be mailed your court date in terms of when to appear in the state court of Clayton County. If you cannot make bond, you can still waive your preliminary hearing, moving your matter forward, and your next case will be brought before the state court, at which time you will plead guilty and be sentenced, or plead not guilty and be placed on the trial calendar. When you come forward, if you are facing misdemeanors only, the court will inquire if you intend to waive your preliminary hearing. Keep that in mind. Please also keep in mind that we are streaming live on YouTube. You each have the option of me reading aloud your warrant and your warrant accusation. However, you can choose to waive the reading of the warrant. So the court will inquire as to which you would like to have your warrant read aloud, or if you wish to have it read or waived. The court does not have any bearing. I'm willing to read whatever you've asked me to read, but just know that you do have the option of waiving the reading of the warrants aloud. We will take the lady inmates first, and then we will take the gentleman. I'll give you all a moment to set up, and then we'll commence with the calendar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, now. We're ready, Your Honor.
Thank you. Will you try once more to focus the camera or wipe it? It's very blurry. I've not seen this before. I know technology is great when it works. If it doesn't help, then we'll just continue on. But
Is that?
It's trying to focus in on you, I think. I don't know if it's
automatic on autofocus.
It's fine. I don't want to cause a further delay, but thank you for trying. We'll take Ms. Sophia Barnwell first.
Barnwell.
Good morning, ma'am. You are charged with aggressive driving, hit and run, and aggravated assault. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading of your warrant accusation, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Wait.
Okay. Your bond is going to be $30,500. You must stay away from Mr. Glass. What is you all's address?
221 Upper Riverdale Road, apartment 1B as in boy, John First Road, 30236.
In addition to staying away from him, you cannot return to 221 Upper Riverdale Road, apartment 1B. You must not violate any laws while out on bond. Are you able to make bond, ma'am?
I am.
Your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next will be Chandra Blow. Good morning, ma'am. You are charged with interference with custody and obstruction or hindering a law officer. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I do not understand the charge, and yes, I do wish to have it read aloud.
I can't understand you, ma'am.
I do not understand the charge, and yes, I wish for.
Okay. It's accused that you did instruct your child, Mr. Collier, to stay away from his father, who has legal custody of the child. DFACS determined that the child was to be placed into Mr. Collier's custody, and said offender, Chandra Blow, refused to relinquish the custody of the child. Said offender defied my lawful verbal commands to allow DFACS to conduct their welfare check on the child. The incident occurred in Clayton County. Your bond is $6,000. You are to stay away from Ate Collier and Anthony Collier, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No, and I would like to say that that charge is incorrect.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop you because you don't have a lawyer here to help defend you. That's not the time for you to defend yourself. If you believe the charges are improperly brought against you, you do have an attorney that I've appointed. Share that with them, okay? You understand?
No, I don't understand.
Okay, the court is saying that because you seem like you're about to share with me what you believe is a defense, which is not appropriate at this time. And so I stopped you because anything you say could be used against you. And so in order to protect you, I've appointed an attorney to represent you. And that's who you should share your information with at the appropriate time. Your next court date will be November 3rd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next, we'll have Jakeithia Dolphin. Good morning, Ms. Dawson. Oh, the camera cleared up for you. Look at that. You are charged with aggravated assault, cruelty to children in the first degree, cruelty to children in the third degree, and criminal trespass. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading, or do you wish to have the warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
Oh, no, I don't go around read it out.
You want it read aloud?
No.
Okay. You do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, a condition of that bond will be to stay away from Kenya Horton, Jasmine Horton, London Horton, and Kaden Crawford, and you must not violate any laws while out on bond. However, as I stated, you do not have a bond at this time. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. Next, we will have Nadia Mccants. Ms. Mccants, please.
Stand by, ma'am.
Ms. McCants, you are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading, or do you wish to have your accusation read aloud?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Sarah Moy. You cannot return to 7285 Mount Zion Boulevard in Jonesboro, Georgia. It was indicated on the warrantless arrest affidavit that that is your residence. As such, you may go with the sheriff to retrieve your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without a sheriff's escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand, ma'am? Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a misdemeanor, which means you have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? Please sign your waiver, and your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next will be Kayla Ramirez. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're charged with battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of your accusation, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Read aloud.
It's alleged that you used your right hand to punch the victim, Tania Sandoval, in her left eye, causing swelling and redness on her eyelid and eyeball. Tania also had scratches on her left wrist and arm. This incident occurred in Clayton County, Georgia. Your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Ms. Sandoval, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. You do not reside with her, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And do you live at 228 Morrow Road, or does she live there?
Live there,
You said you live there?
ma'am,
Okay, she does not live there, right?
ma'am.
Okay. This is a misdemeanor offense, which means you have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
No, ma'am.
Your next court date will be November 3rd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Also, are you able to make bond, ma'am?
I'm not sure yet. I have to call home.
Okay. Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Miss Sandoval? You are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand, or you wish me to read it aloud?
I understand.
Okay. Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Kayla Ramirez. You shall not go to 228 Morrow Road in Forest Park, Georgia, and you must not violate any laws of out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Say it again. Sorry.
Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Should be all of the lady inmates. Is that correct on your end?
Yes, yes, Judge, that's correct.
Are you ready to start with the male?
Missing one guy, he's en route though, Mr. Billups. We can start with everybody else.
Okay. How close is Mr. Billups? Because he's first up. I like to keep my paperwork in order if possible. But if it's gonna be a while, I can wait.
And
I can start with somebody.
he's about 10 minutes out.
Okay, we'll put him toward the end. Mr. Antonio Brooks.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. You're charged with financial card theft. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading of your warrant, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Yes, I waive.
Your bond is $15,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. Are you able to make bond, sir? You're not able to make bond?
Waiting on my disability.
You have to speak aloud, sir.
Waiting on disability right now. I can't get a job right now.
Okay. So your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. And I'd have appointed an attorney to represent you. Okay, sir? Have a good day. Terrence Brooks should be next.
Ready to go?
Okay, sir, you are charged with 2 counts of theft by receiving stolen property, altering the ID of property, and obstruction of an officer. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading of your warrants, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Your bond is $47,000, excuse me, $48,000, and you must not violate any laws on bond. Are you able to make bond?
I can make some. I can see.
I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day.
Okay. So what that mean with the bond?
Next should be Richard Gay.
That's Nay,
Richard Nay.
N-A-Y, N is Nancy.
Thank you, Richard Nay. Okay, your paperwork said Richard Gay, but then I did see something that said Nay. So good morning, sir. You are accused of public drunk. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading of your accusation, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Read aloud.
It's accused that the officer was assigned to the domestic terminal atrium. He was conducting a nightly sweep while assisting Hope Outreach. At the time, Hope Outreach representative, Mr. Melvin, came in contact with you, a known habitual person who uses the airport as a place of lodging. Mr. Gay, whom I have dealt with on several occasions, related to him to be under the influence of alcohol and visibly intoxicated as he was interacting with Mr. Melvin. Mr. Gay observed repeatedly to stumble back and forth while attempting to exit the area of the food court. I also observed Mr. Gay's pants being soiled, which appeared to be urine stains. Mr. Gay proceeded to collapse to the ground all at that time. Atlanta Fire Rescue responded to the location to provide and check Mr. Gray's medical status. Atlanta Fire Rescue advised that this was the third incident within the last 24 hours, that they have responded to a medical call in reference to Mr. Gay, and nothing was wrong with him, but that he was drunk. Mr. Gay was placed in custody at the time and transported to the Clayton County Jail. Sir, your bond is $1,000. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
No, ma'am.
I've appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be November 3rd at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir. Next should be Damon Harris. Mr. Harris, you are charged with criminal trespass and damage to property. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of the warrant, or do you wish to have the warrant read aloud?
I understand, Your Honor.
You are, your bond is $3,500. You are to stay away from Sade Thomas. You cannot return to 1084 Sunfield Way in Hampton, Georgia. It was indicated on the warrant that that is your residence. As such, you will be allowed to go with the sheriff's escort back to that property for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property without an escort until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Do you understand those special conditions, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you able to make bond?
Not right this second, but I'm work on it.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir. Next should be Cavante James. Cavante James.
Yes, ma'am.
You are in possession of a firearm by a felon and driving on a suspended license. Do you understand your charge and waive the reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
Waive it, ma'am.
You do not have a bond at this time based on your probationary status. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir. Jaquez Joyner should be next. Are you Mr. Joyner?
Yeah.
Excuse me 1 second. So you were charged with a stop sign, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and use or possession of drug-related objects. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading of your accusation, or do you wish to have your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Your bond is $3,500, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Not right this second, but my mom's done with it. They coming up here.
Okay. These are misdemeanors. So do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please sign your waiver and your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir. Lamin Kamara.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lamin Kamara.
I thought that was tomorrow.
He's on his way, Your Honor. His podium.
That's my fault.
Kamara's not here? Not yet?
He's on his way to the podium.
Okay. Are you Lamin Haji Kamara? You are charged with loitering or prowling. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of your affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
I read it loud, please.
It's accused that on October 24th, Sergeant Green was patrolling the Riverdale Road area, saw a black male standing in front of the Citgo on Riverdale Road, an area known for drug activity. The male was wearing a gray skull cap, gray shirt, ripped pants, and white shoes. The male was identified as the offender based on the encounter that I had with him on October 23rd at the Sunoco gas station. I advised the offender he could not loiter idly in front of stores within the county. I observed the offender standing in front of the Citgo for approximately 2 to 3 minutes without conducting any form of business. I made contact with the offender and asked what he was doing. He advised he was standing in front of the store due to it raining. I asked the offender if he recalled the conversation I had with him about loitering the previous day. He advised that he did. I made contact with the store clerk and inquired as to how long the offender had been standing in front of the store. The clerk said that he had been hanging in front of the store since he arrived to work at 1400 hours. The clerk advised the offender always hangs out in front of the store and solicits money. Your bond is $1,000. You shall stay away from the Citgo, and you shall not violate any laws of bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Oh, yeah, my parents.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Next should be B. Lee.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me one moment. Mr. Lee, you are charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, impeding the flow of traffic, improper lane change. Do you understand these charges and waive the formal reading of your accusations, or do you wish to have your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
I understand the charges, ma'am.
Your bond is $6,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
These are misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Jarrell Lee should be next. Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you wish to have your accusation, your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
Understand the charge, ma'am.
Your bond is $4,000. You shall not return to the skybox, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Not right now.
This is a misdemeanor. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Antonio Moore.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you're charged with simple battery. Do you understand the nature of your charges and waive the formal reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
You can waive it.
Your bond is $3,500. You're to stay away from Tamara Latrice Miller. Do you currently reside with Ms. Miller?
Yes, ma'am. It's my mother. We live in the same household.
You cannot return to 681 Flint River Road, apartment 6B in Jonesboro, Georgia. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You must also not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Since you indicated that that's your residence, I will allow you to go with the sheriff's escort for the limited purpose of retrieving your personal property. However, you cannot go back to that property unescorted until this matter is resolved or until that condition is modified by another judge. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You said you are able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, this is a misdemeanor, so you have the opportunity to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day. Cornell Norwood should be next.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You're charged with wrong side of the road, driving on the wrong side of the road, improper lane change, and driving under the influence of alcohol. Do you understand your charges and waive the formal reading of your charges, or do you wish to have your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
I don't need to hear it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I waive the right. I don't need to hear it.
Okay, your bond is $6,000 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
I'm trying to do that right now. Is it any possible way to get a bail reduction? I'm from Los Angeles.
You cannot get a reduction, sir. That is the minimum bond for that type of charge based on the nature of a DUI. We do not reduce those. That's the lowest bond. I did review your criminal history before setting that bond, sir. So you said you're gonna try to make bond though? These are misdemeanors. You have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver and your next court date will come in the mail. Laterion Temple.
Temple? Oh, that's him in here. Oh, he gotta be done last. He's gotta be done last, Judge. He's quarantined. He has to be done last.
Okay, thank you. So then that means Brandon Turner should be next. Mr. Turner, you're charged with DUI and improper lane change. Do you understand the nature of your charge and waive the formal reading of your accusation, or do you wish to have your warrantless arrest affidavit read aloud?
I'll waive it.
Your bond is $5,500 and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, these the only two?
This is a misdemeanor. So you have the option to waive your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing?
I'll waive it.
Thank you. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. I have appointed an attorney to represent you. Have a good day, sir.
Thanks.
William Ward should be next. Sir, you are charged with well, first of all, good morning. My mama raised me better than that. Good morning, sir. You are charged with hit and run, false report of a crime, and giving false statements. Do you understand the nature of your charges and waive the formal reading, or do you wish to have it read aloud?
No, ma'am.
You don't need it read?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Your bond is going to be $8,000, and you must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I appointed an attorney to represent you. These are all misdemeanors. You have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing? I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Please sign your waiver. Your next court date will come in the mail. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are we now ready for Mr. Billups?
Yep, he's here.
Thank you. Please come forward. Good morning, Mr. Billups. You are charged with burglary. Do you understand your charge and waive the formal reading of your accusation, or do you wish to have your warrant read aloud?
I understand.
Your bond is $30,000. You shall not return to 1105-801 Main Street in Forest Park. You must not violate any laws out on bond. Are you able to make bond, sir?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day. The last person should be Mr. Temple, correct?
Yes, he's coming right. Yeah.
Okay. Did he hear the speech earlier, or do I need to read it again?
He was at your speech. He's coming to the podium.
Thank you. Mr. Temple, good morning.
Good morning.
You are charged with battery and terroristic threats. Do you understand these charges and waive the formal reading of your warrantless arrest affidavit, or do you wish for me to read the affidavit aloud?
Can you read out the affidavit aloud?
Yes, it's alleged that you intentionally caused physical and visible harm to your mother, Treva Templeton, the alleged victim. There was a visible scratch on her nose, and that the said offender did threaten Treva Temple by telling her he is going to kill her. The offender had his right hand on the grip of his .45 caliber Ruger with the serial number while going back to the house. All this happened in Clayton County, Georgia. Victim sustained scratches while in a physical altercation with the offender. Based on this, you do not have a bond at this time. Should you get a bond, A condition of your bond will be to stay away from your mother tree with Templeton and to not return to 3205 Poplar Point Drive. But as stated, you do not have a bond at this time. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
I have appointed an attorney to represent you, and your next court date will be November 18th at 8 a.m. in room 201. Have a good day, sir.
That is it, Judge.
That's it. Well, thank you for your help this weekend. We got it done.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Tasha.